game so far in this season. I can't remember exactly who it was too though. I mean, it was
neither do I.
Must have been a while ago. Maybe even like end of last year or something.
It's definitely possible.
I feel like I would have remembered it if it was earlier than that. Or later than that.
I went on Aligalag to do the predictions, and I saw his recent games against Zerg, and I think they're pretty decent. So
yeah.
that was like one of the main reasons I picked him over TerrOr. The other one just being that TerrOr, like you said, he's got a ton of nerves. He's still young. He hasn't been performing. He's only won one game, which was a build order win in ZVZ. Like, he just has not proven himself. And I'd much rather take a guy who's like doing decently against Zerg recently over a guy who's like very obviously not playing well recently. So that's kind of why I went for Panic. But let's see how it turns out. We've seen a lot of crazy games today. We're going to jump into game number 4. Expedition lost. Panic versus TerrOr. Let's jump into it. Down here in the bottom left, in the teal for MVP, it is Panic.
And up here in the top right, for Prime, it is TerrOr. Both have scared names. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
I don't know if scared names is the right way to put that either, but pretty funny that we do have Panic versus TerrOr. I gotta say it.
Yeah.
And which player will crack first?
That's the question, man.
That is the only question we need to find out here.
You know what they say? Amongst pros, the person that wins is actually the guy who makes the least amount of mistakes. So what you said there could actually be true.
I believe it. I say a lot of truth things in these casts, man.
You're a very smart man, Minglade.
I try to be. Not always, but sometimes.
Most of the time, I'd say.
I don't know.
Above 50%.
Maybe 45.
I'd hope not, man. We got a very early scout coming out of TerrOr.
This does seem to be the trend of these prime Zerg players going for that early scout. Going to run into another of the same build that we did see actually Departure run into up against his opponents. So, but let's see what this drone scout's going to do. Looks like he's going to run home. And I'm sure we are going to see
gold.
Oh, the gold. The gold.
Goldilocks.
Probe misses it completely, though.
Oh, that was close, actually.
Yeah, it was. Okay. TerrOr going to be that greedy guy. He's going to be playing the same sort of style that Linux loves to play. We actually saw this the other day as well. Who played that? Who played that? I might have actually been watching, I think it was
Gfinity. Hydra did that.
Hydra, yeah. Hydra against Parting. I remember that.
And then Parting just, like, somehow made it work by breaking down the rocks.
He just force fields and mass stalkers.
Get Protossed.
Get Protossed, man. It's a trend these days, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Panic do the similar sort of style.
Yeah, I would hope so, man. It's just very strong. And, you know, as with any meta switch kind of thing, before that race gets used to it, it's a very good idea to just abuse that, you know? It's like, well, they don't know how to deal with it, so I'll just do it and win games. Why not? It's just like studying your opponent. And
well, the funny thing is as well, it's like it's like reverting back to an older meta, essentially. Like,
yeah.
This is what we used to see. All these drones, did you see them panic? Will you panic?
That's got to tip him off. You can't be saying, like, you're not going to go one base, right?
Well, truly hope not at this point. He must know something's going on. Yeah, TerrOr going to be greedy. Gonna get that nice economic lead at the gold base. How will he use it, though? Is he going to mass Roach Bling? Is he going to go for Hydra? Like we see a lot of Zergs these days going because simply nearly every Protoss is going for that Blink Stalker Sentry. What will Panic do? How does this player play?
That's what I'm curious about as well. Like I said to you before, kind of the theme of today. We get to see some newer players show off their stuff. Show us if they've got what it takes to be a pro gamer. Got to put that guy in hold position. That's your first test. Well done. Well done, Panic.
Definitely the first thing you got to do. Ooh, Ling's finding the probe on the map. TerrOr.
Ooh.
TerrOr looking good.
Uh-oh.
Lings are going to get up. They're going to get a scout off of what's in the main. Unfortunately, there isn't anything. And he's going to get the rock tower to kind of block it off for now. He's applying some pressure. I need that mothership core to kind of shut that down, I think.
Well, the biggest part of these two Lings is just forcing like small probe pulls like this. Even if they go down, or they could possibly even make it out alive.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that eco advantage from that gold. Very noticeable already. I wonder how much we're going to see TerrOr commit to speedlings as well. He's going to have speed very shortly. He did block off this rock tower, though, so he is pretty safe for quite some time.
Buys you just a little bit of extra time in that gold base. You know, and some of the defense that you lose by having it be so far away. This is a very nice catch, by the way. It's so far away, and the creep spread is pretty terrible to get out there, and it's really close to your opponent. But you break down those rocks, you gain a little bit of extra time. Just using the map to its fullest potential.
I'm actually really liking what I see from TerrOr right now. He's really thought out his build. Very confident, it seems. The way he's like moving his units and whatnot. No real any mistakes so far. Just playing a very solid game. And no doubt has been really thinking about how he wants to play on this map. We get a scout off. Sees there's no warp prism. No, sorry, warp gate. No warp prism, certainly. And now a forge goes down.
Yeah, forging a lot of sentries. Still no fourth gas.
Really late forge, you know? It's a very late forge.
Yeah. Comes up here, scout sees no Nexus. He's got an overload over at the other possible location for Nexus as well. He's got this on lockdown. Some roaches popping out now, about 7. Just more sentries, +1 gonna start.
Alright, so no Twilight yet. No Robo. Just gateway units. 3 warp gates. Enough money for a third base, but no third base. I feel like we're starting to see him panic.
I gotta kind of agree with you there.
Look at that money, 700.
Some of these timings are a bit off.
Now I wonder, okay, there's the Twilight. 3 more Stalkers get warped in. So he is probably going to go for that Sentry Stalker style, but I feel like everything has been a little bit inefficient.
Yeah.
Judging by like how late this third base is, or the fact that it isn't down yet. 700 minerals, 200 gas. Panic is freaking out right now. He scouts exactly what TerrOr is going, as well as like, oh, you're massing Roach. You're massing Roach Ling. You got a Hydra Den on the way as well. I don't know, maybe the multitasking is getting to panic at this point already. I don't know.
Kind of what it looks like. Just a bit of a delay in his play. Just in the way that all fleshed out in that small little example there. He's not going to try to break down these rocks, but in the meantime, he's got a bit of a problem at his back door as well. He's trying to start up a wall. He's got that going. Hydra range as well as roach speed.
I don't know if killing these rocks would be really helpful right now while he's trying to defend everything. Unless he plans to be aggressive very shortly, I think he just helped TerrOr. Help him out. That's a lot of roaches, and they are waiting for roach speed, I believe, before he even begins assaulting. Hydra's on the way as well with Hydra range nearly finished. Ooh, and we're seeing Immortals being added to this mix. I like this. I like this a lot from Panic.
Kind of just a response, you know. You see that many roaches, you're like, well, I've already got this Robo. Add 1, maybe 2 Immortals. They really make that composition just a little bit more sturdy. You still got that standard blink with a lot of force fields. But you're just adding some guys in the back that do a lot of damage to armored units. We're going to finally see these rocks be taken down. The 2 cannons and a Stalker and a Sentry are going to be more than enough to take this.
Yeah, a lot of Hydras being added in. Panic sees everything, and he's in a good place to, you know, force field a giant chunk of it away. So we are going to see TerrOr kind of rotate around, go from multiple angles, which is the one advantage he does have in killing those rocks. And I think it's just basically up to Panic to make enough units, get +2, and force field perfectly, essentially.
It's going to come from both sides here as TerrOr. Here's that second test for Panic. Let's see how the force fields are. Nice force fields down the ramp. He's going to take a decent fight over here. Catch 3 roaches. The rest of them do get away, though, so taking down some of that force field energy at least.
That was a lot of force fields. Yeah, that was 4. So not the best. He needs to get that ramp again. He's not paying attention for a moment. Gets jumped on, essentially. Nice time warps.
Yeah, huge time warps, in fact. Nice force fields in the back there, making those Hydras do absolutely no damage. And very nice so far out of Panic. Good control.
Stabilizes for now. He's used a lot of his force fields there. We are seeing TerrOr go to Hive, so he's going to be looking for those Vipers to help out against his composition.
TerrOr's got a pretty crazy economy. He's just able to pump out 20 roaches at a time. +2 is going to complete for Panic. Definitely going to help out in this fight. And 0-0 for TerrOr. Just no upgrades, going full out, just as many units as possible.
That was definitely a mistake, mind you. Getting no Evo at all. You need at least some range attack against this kind of style, especially if you're going to be massing Hydras against it. So a bit of a blunder there. And looks like we are going to see a big commitment from Panic on this half of the army.
I love this, actually. He's fighting half the army, but the force fields have to be good. He gets that army on the bottom of the ramp, force fielded off. They could go possibly do some damage to his main, but it's just not enough. And in fact, a really nice engagement once again out of Panic.
Very nicely done. Reinforcing again. Now TerrOr in a pretty sticky situation here. He's going to leave 2 Stalkers out. He's going to blink that. There we go. Okay. Panic stabilized, essentially. Next sort of fight is going to be a bit tricky, though, because it's going to involve Vipers. It can get pretty ugly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more sentries get warped in, too, as well. A lot of them have pretty low energy. That is a lot of roaches, mind you. That's going to be pretty useless against +2 Immortal Stalker at this amount. This is too much.
I like this out of Panic. He's going to try to divert the attention of TerrOr, try to pull some of his units back with the War Prism, maybe try to cancel the 4th base at the same time.
If he can get a fight now, like if he can get a good fight now, then he'll be in a perfect position to just win this game, because he won't be up against Blinding Cloud for a little while longer while it gets energy. But he's got to make his move now. He just doesn't know that he's on a timer. Not the end of the world, though, if there's a Blinding Cloud comes down, because he has one of the most mobile armies you could ever have with Blink Stalkers. The Immortals, though, are going to be the vulnerable ones to this, and the Sentries.
No cancel on the hatch. Let's see how the force fields are really nice on the top left part of that. But the Blinding Clouds do come in, and he's got to totally back off.
Yep, that's the problem. They have been used up, though. He can force field cut this army off if he wants to. Going down this base for now, getting a few roaches. Chunking them down.
It's still such a brutal composition. Oh, really nice follow-up force fields here from Panic. Is this a bit of a mini partying we're seeing?
Yeah, man. He's definitely playing the style, playing the part. He needs to warp in more sentries, I think. Doesn't want to go too hard on the Immortals either, because he is going to be fighting against Blinding Cloud, and this can get pretty ugly.
Something our observer just pointed out to us is that the gold base is running out. He's not going to have a 3rd base. He's going to be on 2 base right now. He's trying to take that 3rd base. He didn't even cancel it last time, but he's not even dealing with the Zealots over there. He's just trying to force the issue. And I feel like we see this problem a lot of the time from TerrOr, where he just does not deal with this kind of harass very well at all.
Yeah, he's going to lose a couple of Hydras, or at least 5 to this, while the main army engages.
Yeah, he pulls back like half the army. This is going to give a huge position to Panic now.
Massive position advantage here. No Blinding Cloud.
Look at that concave. What?
Yeah, that army is just way too big. We're going to see one Blinding Cloud go down, I think, if TerrOr wants to use it. Instead, deciding not to, running the army back, losing just about everything. And
oh my god, man.
There we go. There's the Blinding Cloud, but doesn't get too much. And we could just see this army just get crushed.
We could see a big blink forward. There it is. He's going to crush the rest of the Zerg.
And another blink forward should do the trick.
Yeah. Again, those 3 Immortals and that little mix did so much damage. I would love to see the kills on those guys, in fact.
8, 12, and
16.
15.
Pretty unbelievable. Panic, he wins the game, even though he's not excited at all.
He doesn't care.
In fact, he's like, yeah, just another ladder game. I just purged them. It's no big deal. MVP is going to take the win, and that puts them actually at 3-2. So once again, a pretty important win.
Yeah,
only dropping
closer.
1 game.
Not bad at all. they're on their way. If they can get maybe the next 2 wins, they should make the top 4.
Yeah, man. I believe so. If they're 3-2 and they go up to 5-2, that's pretty amazing, actually. But of course, those 2 wins are going to be hard to come by here in Pro League, the hardest team league in the world. And I dare say that was some pretty impressive play out of Panic.
He looks good, He looks good. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Really nice army control when he kind of like looked a little shaky at the start there. He's like letting his army go like a little too much while he was macroing and stuff. Obviously, probably a little nervous.
Yeah.
But he looked fantastic when it came to the big fights.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like he's definitely got that style down pat at least. Those force fields are pretty beautiful, I have to say.